your hair isn't growing, it's not because of genetics, it's because of the lies you've been told about hair growth. And that's why today we are going to be exposing the biggest hair growth myths that are stopping you from reaching your hair goals. Hi my loves, welcome back. And if you are new here, welcome. Here in this channel we talk about relaxed hair growth tips, protective styling, and anything hair related. So if you know you're interested in this type of content, please consider subscribing to join the family. So in today's video we're going to be talking about 8 hair growth tips that are hindering your hair growth journey, and without further ado, let's just get started. So the first myth I'm going to be talking about is your hair stops growing at a certain length. So many people believe that when your hair gets to a certain length it stops growing, and this is a very big lie. Your hair never stops growing. Wherever you are from, whatever your genetics are, whatever your ethnicity, your hair never stops growing. Right from the day you are born to the day you die, your hair always grows. Hair growth occurs at the scalp, and regardless of what you do, regardless of what your routine is, your hair is going to grow. Now, the reason why your hair may be stuck at a particular length is not because your hair isn't growing, but because you are not retaining the length it's getting from the growth, okay? And this is usually because your hair is breaking. So if your hair is breaking at the same rate at which it grows, you are not going to see any difference in length, and your hair may even get shorter if your hair breaks off at a higher rate compared to your hair growth rate. So the reason why your hair may be stuck at shoulder length, at bra strap length, isn't because your hair isn't growing, but because it is breaking off at the same rate at which it is growing. So if you want to get your hair longer, you have to focus on length retention by preventing and reducing breakage rather than focusing on hair growth, because regardless of what you do, your hair always grows. Moving on, the next myth I'm going to talk about is hair products grow your hair. Hair products do not grow your hair, guys. Like I already said, regardless of what you do, your hair always grows. Whether you use hair products or not, whether you deep condition or not, whether you moisturize or not, your hair is going to grow regardless. What hair products do is to help you retain length by preventing breakage. So when you do a protein deep conditioner, it reinforces the strength of your hair strands, meaning they are going to be less prone to breakage. When you use a moisturizing deep conditioner, it gives your hair moisture, thereby preventing dryness, which can lead to breakage. When you moisturize and seal your hair, it gives your hair moisture, which prevents dryness, thereby reducing breakage. So what your hair products do is to help you prevent breakage, leading to length retention and longer hair, and not necessarily how your hair grows from the scalp. So even oils do not affect how your hair grows from the scalp. Oils also help in moisturizing your hair by sealing in moisture after, for example, you apply your leave-in conditioner and all of that. But oils is not going to affect how fast your hair grows. What is going to determine how fast your hair grows is your genetics. So your hair growth rate is naturally going to be determined by your genetics, okay, which is going to range between 1/4 of an inch to 1 inch per month. So someone may have a faster hair growth rate compared to another person, but everyone's hair grows regardless, okay? And your hair growth rate is going to be between 1/4 of an inch and 1 inch per month. Like I said, your hair products are not going to alter this. Your hair products cannot alter your genetics. Your hair products cannot make your hair grow faster. What your hair products do is to prevent breakage. Now moving on, the next myth is protective styles grow your hair. Just like with hair products, protective styles help in retaining length by preventing breakage, because when your hair is in a protective style, it is tucked away and there will be less risk of manipulation, meaning there's going to be less risk of breakage, okay? Because excess manipulation, the friction, the wear and tear, the excess handling and all that can actually put a lot of stress on the hair strands and lead to breakage. So when you install protective styles, this is what you are trying to avoid. Breakage usually occurs at the ends of your hair, since they are the oldest part of your hair and the farthest from the scalp. So when you install protective styles with more emphasis on protecting your ends, you are going to be reducing and preventing breakage, thereby leading to longer hair. So this is how protective styles help in growing your hair longer, but it doesn't affect how your hair grows from the scalp. Moving on, the next myth is trimming your hair makes it grow faster. Trimming your hair doesn't affect your hair growth rate at all. It doesn't affect how your hair grows from the scalp. When you trim your hair, you are getting rid of damaged ends, you are getting rid of split ends, which can actually lead to length retention, because when your ends are split, those splits can travel up your hair shaft and even lead to breakage of longer hair strands. So this is what trimming helps to prevent. So by trimming off the split ends, the damaged ends, before the damage travels up your hair shaft, you are going to be preventing that breakage. So trimming your hair is not going to magically increase your hair growth rate or make your hair grow faster. What it does is help in length retention, and that is why some people feel that when they start trimming their hair more frequently, or when they start trimming off split ends more often, they notice that their hair gets longer. But this is not because your hair grows faster, it's because trimming off damaged ends is going to prevent breakage and lead to better length retention, meaning your hair is going to get visibly longer compared to just leaving your hair like that. So this is how trimming helps you get your hair longer, and not by making your hair grow faster. The next myth I'm going to be talking about is the more expensive a product is, the better it is. The price of a product is not directly related to the benefits it gives on your hair. Yes, there are expensive products that are more beneficial on your hair strands compared to cheaper products, but there are also cheaper products that are more beneficial for your hair strands compared to expensive products. So when picking a product for your hair, don't look at the price, look at what it has to offer to your hair, look at how your hair is going to benefit from the product. A product may be expensive and completely useless for your hair, and vice versa. So when choosing a product, instead of the price, look at the product itself. What does it have to offer you? Look at the ingredients and compare to what your hair needs at that point. So instead of looking at the price of products to pick a product for your hair, look at your hair. Study your hair porosity, your hair needs, whether it needs protein or moisture, your hair type, and pick a product that is going to be compatible with your hair and suitable for your hair based on all of these, rather than just looking at the price of the product. So what your hair needs may be in an expensive product, or it may be in a cheaper alternative, but just know that the benefit of a product on your hair is not determined by the price. Moving on, the next myth I'm going to be talking about is you can repair split ends with products. This is a very big lie. There is no product that can fix your split ends. Once your ends are split, they are split, and the only way to take care of them is to trim them off. There is no need holding on to ends that are already split, ends that are already damaged. What you should do at this point is trim them off, because there is no product that can fix your split ends. What your product can do is to help smoothen your hair strands and make it look more healthy, even though it may not be as healthy. But that doesn't mean that the problem has been fixed, because even though your hair strands look smoother, look healthier with the product and feel better, it doesn't change the fact that you have split ends, and if you leave them like that, they can travel up your hair shaft and lead to breakage. So if you have split ends, if you have damaged ends, don't try to look for a quick fix product, because there is no product that can repair your split ends. Okay, the only way you can move forward is to trim them off. So let go of those ends, says, if they are damaged. So moving on, the next myth I'm going to be talking about is dirty hair grows faster. Like, where did this even come from? It's just like saying your skin or your face is going to be healthier if you let it get dirty. That is just hilarious. On the contrary, dirty hair is going to stunt your hair growth. Okay, now the reason why some people feel dirty hair grows faster is because when you don't wash your hair for a long period of time, you reduce the risk of manipulation. So if you were washing your hair probably every week, you're going to be manipulating your hair more compared to if you decide to wash it once every 3 months. And frequent manipulation can actually result in breakage. So the lesser you manipulate your hair, the less the risk of breakage. So you may feel your hair gets longer because you are manipulating it less, since you're going to be washing it less. But guys, that doesn't mean that dirty hair grows faster. On the contrary, this is going to damage your hair. The scalp is the foundation for your hair growth. It's like the soil for a plant or a seed, and if you don't take care of it, you are going to reduce your hair growth rates and your hair strands are going to be unhealthy. So dirty hair doesn't grow faster, your hair gets longer from less manipulation, and dirty hair actually leads to damaged hair. And there are even ways to keep your scalp clean without washing too often. For example, in between your washes, you can use a dry shampoo, you can use apple cider vinegar to clean, you can even use methylated spirits or cotton wool, which I do. Some people don't like using methylated spirits or cotton wool because it can dry your scalp, but that is why I make sure that after this method I follow it up with a moisturizing routine. So after using methylated spirits or cotton wool to clean my scalp, I usually oil my scalp. So this is the routine I use to keep my scalp clean in between washes, because I usually wash my hair in between protective styles, and I usually carry my protective styles for about 3 to 4 months. So while I'm on the long-term protective style, I still find ways to keep my scalp clean. So you don't have to neglect your hair or neglect your scalp just because you want longer hair, because instead of healthier and longer hair, your hair is going to get damaged and break off if your scalp is dirty. Moving on, the next myth I'm going to be talking about is supplements make your hair grow faster. Supplements do not make your hair grow faster. Like I said earlier, your hair growth rate is determined by your genetics. So supplements cannot alter your genetics. Supplements can only help your hair grow faster if you were deficient in them, but that does not mean that it's going to raise your hair growth rate above what is genetically programmed to be. So let's say, for example, your hair growth rate genetically is programmed to be at 1 inch per month, and your hair is already growing at 1 inch per month. Taking supplements is not going to change that. It's not going to have any effect at all on your hair growth rate. But if your hair is genetically programmed to grow at 1 inch per month, but is currently growing at ½ inch per month because you are deficient in some supplements, taking those supplements will help your hair grow faster and boost it to the programmed 1 inch per month, but it's not going to get beyond that. So if your hair is already growing at the rate at which your genetics have programmed it, supplement is not going to have an effect on this. It's only going to have an effect if your hair growth rate is less than what is programmed by your genetics, and if it's due to a deficiency of those particular supplements. So no guys, supplements do not make your hair grow faster. So yeah guys, those are the 8 hair growth myths I decided to debunk with you guys today. So if you have been believing in any of this before, just know that they are all lies, and yeah, you know the truth now, okay? And if you believed in any of these myths prior to watching this video, let me know in the comment section down below which of these myths you previously believed in, okay? So yeah guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you are new here and you aren't subscribed, please consider subscribing to join the family, and don't forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified whenever I upload a new video, okay? So yeah guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.